Another celebration that'll be going on tomorrow, World Honeybee Day. Brissa, our David Walter, and myself got to go head out to a local bee sanctuary earlier this week, all to learn about the importance of those flying insects. And as a result, we had to get dressed up in those weird-looking beekeeper suits.
Yes, we were protected from head to toe, or David and I were. Mark had the top half on, but you were still protected. None of us got stung.
Anyway, but yeah, it was a little cloudy out there when we went to visit, so the bees were relatively quiet, but we still wore all that gear ahead of National Honeybee Day, and so we wanted to share our experience with that at the bee sanctuary with you. So take a look.
Yeah, we've learned lots of interesting things today while we've been out here learning a lot about bees. We also learned that they have the largest brain. That's what you said.
They're the biggest brained insects. Bees have the ability to learn. There's something called the honeybee democracy, where Dr. Thomas Seeley from Cornell did his research about bee behavior and how they collectively make decisions. Like the queen is not in charge of the colony. The nurse bees have contributions to what goes on inside the hive, and the foragers, of course, make decisions about where the hive could go when they reproduce. That's why we see swarms, for example. Scouts go out and find locations, cavities, which would normally be trees, but now we're, of course, in boxes here. But when they find a cavity, they come back and try to convince the other bees in the hive that that's the place to go. And they do that by entering that space and walking it off, and then they have to come back and do a waggle dance, which communicates the location of that cavity. And then they bring others with them, and they get 6 or more together that come back with the consensus that that's a great place to go. And that's when they create a new queen and kick out the old queen. And about 70% of the bees depart. And when they depart, they hang on a tree branch, and that's where we get a lot of people that are alarmed. They have thousands of bees hanging on a fence or a mailbox or something. They're on their way somewhere else. So that's while they're waiting. And even on the surface of that, you'll see waggle dances. Those are the social influencers of the bees. So they're coming back. The famous, yep. So they are very intelligent. They have their own language. It's extremely rare to have insects that have language and a communication ability the way honeybees do. And inside the hive, they have an area that I call the dance floor, where the foragers come in, they land. Let's say they've got pollen on their hind legs. They do a waggle dance, and a number of other foragers that are inside the hive waiting for new information on where to go to get resources, they pay attention and they move with that waggling bee to find out, number one, let's taste that pollen, let's taste that nectar. Do I like it? Do I not like it? If they like it, the waggles continue for up to a half an hour. And they get very excited. If nobody likes it, that waggle dance is about a minute, and they go off in a corner somewhere, and they're unhappy. But those that want it,
I'm sorry, Fred, as we head towards National Honeybee Day tomorrow, folks at home might be thinking, hey, what's the honeybee mean to my life? What would you like folks at home to think about, to remember on National Honeybee Day tomorrow?
Well, on National Honeybee Day, the biggest thing I would like people to remember is to maintain any green space under your control. Try not to use pesticides and herbicides. Let these weeds grow. We're surrounded by clover. We've got dandelions in spring. These are important not just to the bees, but all pollinators. So when we celebrate the honeybee and learn more about them, we become more responsible towards the environment and the diversity that we need. So, yeah, let things grow in your lawn. If it's got a flower, it's related to bees. Let it grow. Yeah.
Let it grow. All right. Well, Mr. Dunn, thank you so much for allowing us to invade your space this morning ahead of National Honeybee Day. We learned a lot today and the vital role that honeybees play in our daily lives.